Screen share. Screen 2. There we go. Everything should be up and running. I'm just waiting for the echo to come off on the other screen. We'll see. Right.
En esta historia no hay Lamborghinis, solo.
Right, there we go. Got that off as well. Bingo. Right, morning, guys. Everyone's in their mouths okay?
Yeah, that's fine, thanks.
Great. Okay. Right, well, let's crack on. The ATR today, market's quite interesting today. Let's put this up. All the markets are very slowly coming up, apart from the DAX, all-time record highs, of course, on the DAX. Absolutely flew up, and but you know we can quite clearly see from all the data that's going on in the reports that the Northern European markets are pretty much risk on, whereas American markets are definitely risk off, and money is tentatively coming into gold and then coming out of gold, and we certainly want to be running on gold again today. So quite interesting. Yesterday we had, just a recap, some monster trades for all those people that joined me doing the gap. We made 222. Hold on, I'll just put the room up so I can see everybody. Hang on. In the trading room. Where is everyone gone? There we go. I'll just take the ding dong bell out so we don't hear everyone jumping in and out the room. So who was with? I think it was Brian at least, wasn't it? And Paul. Maybe Simon as well. I don't know. We made 2.75%, absolute monster on the gap trade yesterday on the Dow, and on the S&P we not only closed the gap on that, which was a really big trade, hit the targets that we hit the targets as well. So really good. Best morning everyone. So absolutely smashed it. Today, unfortunately, I can't do the gap trade today. We've got visitors coming around in the afternoon, so which is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're coming at 4, so with the time differential over in Spain, I won't be able to do the gap, which is slightly annoying because today is the second best day for closing the Dow gap. So if I'll read out the stats, I'm going to do this continually. I'm going to update this. So today we have an 81% chance of closing the Dow gap. Tomorrow we will definitely do the gap trade. Wednesday is 82% hit rate on closing the Dow gap. 81% today. So if I'm not here, which I'm not going to be live, I don't think, if I can manage to run into the office, I'll get everything done in time. I can come on for 15, 20 minutes and let's close the gap together. And we've got 81% chance today, 82% chance tomorrow. We closed the gap on the S&P and the Dow very successfully yesterday and smashed it. So that was really good. Let's have a look at the edge today, the reports today. So 5 minutes to go. So risk off, cautious, risk on the Northern European markets, all-time record highs for the DAX, all based on manufacturing. I won't go through all the key developments because you'll have read all this anyway already. So we'll the most significant thing really, the credit downgrade is the old news now. We know that. The interesting thing today is the RBA actually doing what it said in the can. Therefore, we've got the Japanese bond yields up 5%, highest for 30 years. So we've got a weak Japanese market. we've got a strong Japanese market, weak Australian market, so we want to look at shorting the Aussie yen today on that as well. So today, the RBA announcements already come out early doors this morning, as you know. We've got PPI coming out later in a few minutes, actually. This was sent out, done early this morning. Few reading links as per normal. Buy recommendations. So we hit everything yesterday on the FTSE, really good. We're looking to close the gap today, and then we're looking to buy further down. DAX 40 smashed all the targets yesterday, really good. FTSE, we didn't break out the 250 area to go open up to 299, but we did get 2% out of that, as you know, up to 23245 target we had yesterday. Oil hit the targets yesterday, want to retarget 6025 again. I'm in still from yesterday on other trades, but we can have a look at a re-entry today. USD Japani going for 404, 4320 and 414,240. We've already hit all those targets, I believe, and we're retargeting that. And the new one really that we've not traded for quite a lot of days, in fact. In fact, we've only traded it once this year. Because of the RBA moves, we want to jump on the back of that particular move this morning. So that's the daily edge. That's what we're going for. For people who are watching on YouTube, if you want to get the daily edge, the links are in the video below. If you want to get hold of it, get it sent to your inbox every morning at 7:30. Gives you the highlights on what's going on, what's hot, what's not, what to target for the day. Right. Let's have a look here. Let's get the FTSE up. So ideally, targets, yes, we had a target today. We're a target of 86.46, 87.46 for the day. We have a closing gap here. I did try the closing gap this morning, and we got the market to run down a little bit. But what I didn't want to do, having set the trade off, obviously the 926 cross, that was a closing gap. I didn't want a fait accompli to show you that I'm already in the markets and unlucky. But so if you are not if you didn't do the early doors, which we said on the report, you can do the early doors. We do have a closing gap trade. You can see quite clearly a break of here will open the market up, and that's well, probably 17 pips. ATR today is 11 pips, and we could, I think, 14 pips with a 17 pip target. So we could do 16, I think, 16 and 16 for a fractal breakdown. This is a fractal break. Ideally, I'd like to go up into Camarilla breakout long. So let's have a look at that. So 16.16 is a set that you want. I would like to do a short up into these areas. 16.16. So do your set for 87.40 up here, and 16 pip stop, and going down to the target here into 701 as a front run. We will do that. Otherwise, we want this break. Now, I'll put the fractals on so you can show them. The ideal break here is obviously smart prepared earlier here with a 16.16. But if we can go higher, let's have a look at what that could be now. This market just breaks down very quickly. Now I'm quite happy with 16.16. It doesn't look like the market's going to run up to here. Can we get a 16.16 from this level? What I'm looking for is to get as high as we possibly can. I'm just looking at the structure. I don't think we need it that tight, large. We can drop the pip levels down to 15 and 15. And we can run that into under here. Right, so whatever happens, we're going to go a trade. We're going to go a fractal breakdown under the 200 EMA here, down into the close. All the market's just going to just knock itself up slightly. I would have just been a bit greedy here to get more value. Whichever comes first, we will get into the market. So that's not a problem at all. Let's see what we can do here. And we'll have a look at the other markets as well. The DAX is an absolute tearaway, which is good. Was yesterday, hit all the targets yesterday. And the risk is the DAX will just tear away. On balance volume, OBV is absolutely coming down. We should get this breakdown, whichever way we get it, then that's fine. I'm going to alert the fractal break here, 5-minute fractal. I'm just going to go and have a look at that DAX. So it's hard to do two at once when you're streaming live, talking and have a room full of people. But we do have a closing gap here. The issue is we've got an ATR today of 44. We've got a fractal break here. And we don't have an ATR jump into there. So not particularly brilliant as far as, excuse me a second. There we go. So for the DAX, while I'm watching and waiting on the FTSE clicking in, today what I'd like to see after the all-time intraday, all-time record highs up here, I want to retarget that today. The risk is that, let's get rid of the risk is that the market's going to run up. We've got PPI information was out at 7 o'clock this morning on Germany, which is a weaker euro, which will make the DAX cheaper to actually buy for foreign investors. So the PPI missed its targets, come down a lot lower than expected. So we might be getting people transversing straight into here. This gap is too close to trade while I'm doing it live. If we were sat concentrating on this, we'd use a 1-minute fracker, and I'll show you that. But happy to show the frackers, get the fracker on. So there is the fracker breakdown from here. Now, this fractal I was watching on a different screen. We've got 28 pips, and it's just on the nose, 28 and 28 roughly to close that gap. So if you want to try and close that gap, then you could put an order in here in case the market just comes up to close that gap. But I think this gap will get closed. For me talking, running a commentary on this, if we're just trading quietly together and me not having to talk in the commentary, we'll go for that. So just keep an eye on that. That gap will close. So one of the trades that I would like to see today is to get a 61.8 fib or daily pivot, retrace back down to here to give us a bit of value and retarget 24.85 today. Perfect storm would be a cam trade. So looking for the market to bounce off Camarilla breakout short. That would be a perfect storm today. And someone said, can we do this on a daily basis? Absolutely, yes, you can. So I forget, was that Brian or Sam? I forget who it was. Can we do it daily? Is there anyone in the room that said that to me? No one in the room today.
That was me on a set and forget.
Ah, right, okay, right, Simon, okay. So we can do that now. We'll do a set and forget. A set and forget, because we can Why isn't my mouse working? Come on. Oh, there we go. So set and forget an ATR 44. So we want to go all the way down the cam. The cam is 23,792. We can do that 7,392. Call that 994 for the spread. Take into consideration the spread and a little front runner CBOS. So we can set and forget. That would be your cheeky 1%. What you could do is if you are live, now this is only if you're live watching this, watching your trade, is once a market bounce off CBOS and you hit your 1%, you can then set a trade under the swing lows from the CBOS bounce to 24.85. So what you're doing there is you're getting the CBOS strategy, you're executing that, you're making your 1%, you've got your 1% cushion there. You're then doing a swing low under the CBOS trade, wherever the CBOS trade bottoms out as, and you are just heading straight up to, well, straight up to 24.85, which are the highs. I'd probably want to see 24.73 quite, if I'm doing a monster trade from there, you're probably looking at probably 3% plus on that today. It's a definite trade. That is certainly risk on today. So it would, two things we can do. We can use a few things we can do. We can use 15-minute bar. That's a perfect storm. There's another perfect storm 15-minute bar. We could do it, so 15-minute bar reversal from a key level. A key level is either the close, the daily pivot, or CBOS today, or obviously the daily low. I can't imagine the market coming down to the testing the daily low again today. Well, can't imagine. The market, you don't know. One thing that is certain is that the markets are always right. No matter what you think, the market is always right. We may get some buyers in at the close here. So you can see here at pre-cash, market came down and then people were trying to buy early and the bears come in and stop that. So like any trading, it's got to be strategy, you've got to have resilience, you've got to be patient, and you've got to believe in your strategy. So that is a possible 1 minute fracker. Again, if people went in on that, then that's fine. I would like to buy the pivot today. Perfect storm for me would be CBOS or the 61. That would be the perfect, if you're looking at inner circle, that would be my perfect target today to go and buy the DAX. I certainly would not short it today. It's suicidal shorting the DAX. To close the gap, absolutely, yes, you can do that. I'm going to put an alert here and into the market. One thing you need to know on the, we've got about 1.7 on average spread. Now, if the price front runs the key area, the gap within 3 to 5 pips, you can consider it closed. So not quite closed yet, but yeah, there would be the fractal break, stops above here, trying to close that gap. We need to let the DAX work out what it's going to do. Once it's absorbed the PPI information and what people want to look at. So let's go away from the DAX. We've got some alerts. In fact, what do I want to do? I want to take a bounce off C-ball. No, if the market carries on, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to put a C-ball. Yeah, I'm just going to give that a little front run. There we go. So we've got an alert just before C-ball. The reason I'm hesitating is because the market has an all-time record, intraday all-time record high. There's a high there, intraday high here. What I would like to see, if we do get a C-ball breakaway, we're liable to go much higher, and we will use a Fibonacci extension tool to be able to do that. So I'll show you how. I'll quickly remind everyone in the room how you would use your Fibo tool. So what you would do, drop it into the 1 hour or 4 hour. Let's just get rid of the cash pivots for the time being so you can see. So what you would do, you'd look for a Fibonacci extension on an all-time record high. I'd probably, the easy run would be a 38 or a 61% Fibo. So we'll go for the bottom here. Let's say that is the bottom there. So what we've done a phase wave, impulsive wave 1, pullback 2, and that's assuming this is the bottom. Then the target would be 2400, or more likely you target 24,199, fruit run the BRN 24,200, the big round number. So what you're looking at is an impulsive wave yesterday to intraday all-time record high, a pullback, and then what we would generally consider in a bull market, an easy target would be 61.8. The 100% next leg of this impulsive wave would be 24,359. So if that's a low, I'll just bonk that one in just for the moment, just so you can see, and we can come back to that. So really we want the market to come down a little bit further, but if the market's not going to drop below the daily high and the closing gap, then that's going to be the target up here. But we need a breakout candle, a breakout line to confirm it's not going to be a double tap reversal. All right. FTSE, still wondering what to do. We want that breakdown. Now, the reason FTSE is probably not coming down, can anyone remember why the FTSE won't? One thing that will contribute to the FTSE not coming off. Can anyone remember?
Are we a dividend?
Well, yeah, it's Wednesday and it is a dividend day to day, but there's only 3 pips on the dividend. So yeah, Paul, yeah, that would be a good reason for it not to come down. But there is a more fundamental reason than that. There is what constitutes 26% of the FTSE.
That'll be oil.
Absolutely, oil. Yes, right. Yeah. So I shouldn't do it. I'm now going to do this live. It's going to call me. Yeah. So this, I shouldn't do this on a Tuesday when we're streaming. So crude is going to be up. Yes, crude's up. That's what's stopping the FTSE coming down. 26% or thereabouts of the constituent of the FTSE oil-based business, or oil companies, the big boys in the FTSE 100. So long as oil is coming up, it's going to be very difficult. It doesn't mean to say oil won't go down, but it'd be very difficult for the oil. If oil's racing up, then it's difficult for the FTSE to actually come down. So we're still waiting for the FTSE. Since we're on crude, of course, is one of our recommendations. Is it? Yes, it is today. Yes. So we hit the target yesterday of 6025, and we want to retarget that and be lower today. That, incidentally, that is. We did the research today. We hit 111 open source websites, including Bloomberg, Reuters, etc. And crude was the biggest short of the day by a long way. So it agreed with what we're doing anyway. Right, 4 hours. So these are all our targets we want to go for. You can see when the market broke down here, it just broke our oblique trend line. We were coming down, hitting all these targets, when we hit the 55.30 on the nose, I'll take this off. We don't need that anymore. And the market started to go up, and we're a double tap reversal here on the 4 hours. What we're looking for now is crude to fall off. And the trade I did yesterday, again, we come down, hit this as the market came back up. I put as the market was coming up, I put a rise trade, as I generally do. I don't know whether I did this yesterday afternoon or not. What time did I do this? It'd be marked in at the exact time that the order was actually filled. The order was actually filled at 6 o'clock. So I must have put an order in after the markets come up. I put an order in on a drop below the 200 EMA. So it was as simple as that. Letting the market come up, doing a drop, and that was a bit tight. I'm not going to change the stops. Target was 6025 again for today. Oh, we've got a bot screener for euro pound. I will have a look at that in a minute. Quite interested in that. Right, let's have a little look on crude for the day coming off. So I want to retarget this again today. Ideally, we'll drop through that into the top of these highs here. And on a 4 hour, we haven't got any reversal information on which to do an extension to come down, because we're putting in higher highs and higher lows. And I do not want to go into a 1 hour scenario, a 1 day scenario to try and identify targets for day trade. It doesn't kind of work that way. So let's get down into the 1 hour. You can see that it's not oblique resistance lines and oblique support lines here. What we need, if this market breaks down here, all bets are off, especially if we break the 200 EMA at 61.30. All bets are definitely off. Would I want to put the crude bot on today? I think I would actually. I know I've got the aggressive strong trend. Comes up twice. That's something that we need to look at then. Have you got that on? I know Paul. So yeah, thanks, Paul. Paul keeps posting quite a lot in the Dirty Dozen room. So it's really nice that people are posting what they're doing. I will put up the performance chart so far for May on that. I need to get around to actually doing that.
I have crude, Swiss, and dollar yen on.
Right. Okay. Now, why haven't I got dollar yen on? I put it up there, didn't I? As this is what we should be doing. I have oh yeah, Swiss. Yes, I have Swissy on. That's all I have on. I have gold on long as well. That's it. So while we're here, I'm going to do USD Japani, as I call it, USD yen. Actually, no, I'll need to look at the chart first. But crude, I'm fine with. Crude, we're absolutely fine with. So put crude stuff on. Put the gear wheels going. Yeah, so crude's on. Just a very quick look at USD before we continue the gold with USD's Swissy. There's something going on with the IG charts here, because this morning I was looking at this. You could do 15 minutes. You couldn't do 4 hour. It just wouldn't do it. You can see here something wrong with IG. Won't do the hour. Does anyone else have this problem? About the day?
No.
It's just me, then obviously IG don't like me. Right. This is definitely a market coming off. Oh, 15-minute bar reversal as well. Flipping out, we're in turmoil here. Right, US. So everyone who have got your bots, the dirty dozen bots, USD, yen, USD, Japani. I'm going to put USD Japani on. What have I done and done now? That's the kill off USD Japani. USD Japani, get there as well. Okay, so got a few bots running or ready to run in the tray, ready to go. So it's 7 minutes to go. We've got a fracker here. I didn't take this early doors. So when you look here from 5:30 onwards, as we take them, we're looking for that is a beautiful, too early. We're looking at 5:30 generally when I trade. So there we are. There is the 15-minute bar there, which is 57, 58, 59, 60 pips. But I would have targeted down here at 67. 60 pips, it still would be in play for a one-to-one. And this one, do I want to go for the lower target? The lower targets. We've got 6 minutes. We've got to come back to that. We've got 6 minutes. We'll come back to that and have a look. So again, we've got 6 minutes on this as well. It's right on this. I'm going to do the executive on this. We're going to do a 15-minute fracker instead on this one, so we can move back over to the other. So this is that's a fracker there. We're going to take that fractal break. We're going to set this up now on that fracker here. So we're looking at 36, 37 plus 3, 41 pips, guys. It's 41 pips stop on your fracker, 41 and 41. We'll give you a 15-minute fractal break down here. That will do the job just fine. So we're going to take a fracker on that. So that fractal break is, roughly, you kind of risk rewards. There we go, there, roughly here. What I am going to do with this is we've got a larger target to go to today. I'm going to take it all the way down to my target. So we're looking at quite a big trade there. What have we got? 40, around about 158. 3.8% risk reward. So we'll put that there and let that run. And we'll got 5 minutes to go on the other trade as well. So I'm going to set some alerts if you want to take one-to-one, take risk off, roughly around here. Roughly around here. There. So we know where we're going. So everyone happy with that? A break of 61.84 or 6,184 on a spread account. 41 pip stop, 159 pip target. Jobs a carrot. We're going to go into that one. So bear with me a minute. I just need to trade that on the other account. Put that in as well. Crude. It won't be a minute. Crude energies. Let's do crude. Pending short 15-minute fracker. And we're at 61.84. Stop. 62.25. And the target is 60.25. So yeah, nice trade. Done. Right, let's move over then to USD Japan onto the 15-minute. Just quickly have a look. These are all the targets. I think that was set a while ago. We front run that, got that target, get rid of this. Get rid of this. Right. I'm just looking at the get some more data up. 2 minutes to go. I'll just pull a bit more data up so we can see into the detail of where I'd set all this. Actually, yeah, you can see here. So this was a front run of the top of this resistance here. So there's another target. I'm just looking. I want a better target than 1404, and we didn't trade this early, so there is another target round about here, isn't it? But right to the top of that confluence, 360 area would be okay. Right to the bottom here of the previous support lines. So that would be a reasonable target to have a look at. Stick that over to one side so we can see. Let's move back. We've got a 15-minute bar here. The swing high is here. We've got 1 minute to go on a 15-minute bar. Again, if you'd set off this morning and done this, then you'd already be in the market. But I wasn't in the market. It's too busy writing the reports, which is really unfortunate. So let's have a look at what we're going to do here. We're going to look at a 37 pips. 37 pips stop, guys. Open target just at the moment. And we're going to take a direct break here in 40 odd seconds. 37, I was guessing it was going to come down a little. 37's fine still, but just have a look at that high. We do need it at 54.55. So 38, 38, 39. We'll give it a little bit of wiggle room. Needs to be 55. Give that wiggle room. 9 seconds to go. Going to hit this, I think. Now, hit this now, guys. Hit this now. And that's going to pile straight through. And we'll go for our larger target, which will be down here at 64, we'll call it 64-ish. There was a fractal here to take as well, of course, if you wanted to. What I'm doing is trying to do what I always do, go through the report, go through all the opportunities, try and give people, because many in the room that have got different work, different experiences, different work-life balances, and like to trade different things. So there's a fracker, there's a fractal break there. There's a 15-minute bar. I think what you can actually use as well, don't forget, if you want to have a dynamic stop, you can use these fractals as stops walking down. So you want to be the spread above the top of the fractal plus 1 pip on the way down, walking the dog, walking it down, and so on and so forth. So there is USD Japani. Odd Japani was the other one. I was hoping for a retrace. I wanted to come back on the 61.8% retrace. However, we're not going to get that, are we? We're just not going to get that. You can see on the 4-hour where the support resistance levels are just into here. We're playing on macroeconomic information, RBA versus yen information, and technically now we're broken under the 200 EMA on the 4-hour is great, and we've got the complementary under the 1 hour as well. Doesn't kind of get any better than that. We have a fractal break here, but we don't have a good risk. We don't have a good risk reward. We have a 4-hour resistance here. We have a stretch target down here, but we really have no way of getting a 1-to-1 risk reward at the 1 hour level. In the 15-minute level, we do have a fractal structure to follow. So these are all the stops. Do we have a 1-to-1 on a fractal break? So break from here. Let's get the ruler out. A fracker break here with this stop would give us 25 pip stop. We could take that because resistance is down here. So what we'll do, we will do that 25. We'll put some alerts in that because we're very close to our 1-to-1 risk reward levels into that target, and then we can go into a 0.5. What we can do, so just to remind everyone in the room, 9 EMA is always your friend. So here, the trend is your friend, of course. The overall trend is 200 EMA. Price action trend is under 9 EMA. And the way the market is reacting is through fractal breakdowns. So we've got a fractal here on the 15-minute. We have this fractal reversal pattern coming down here. We're going to put a stop above here. So the way we do this is we either go for a fractal breakdown, and that stays intact until such time it breaks, or the fractal structure at the top gets broken first. If the fractal structure at the top gets broken first, then we bug out. We do not trade that and look for another area. What we will do is, as the market's coming down towards the target area, down to here, we can put kind of an alert down here into the target area. And then once we get down to this target area, we could drop this into 5-minute price action. Okay. And then you want to be in the market until such time that the market actually closes above the 9 EMA. So if you look here, 9 EMA coming down, turn the fractals off so it's clear. Market price actions coming down. Boom, we're going to close above the 9 EMA, and that's a way of bugging out, telling you that the price action is changing. And that is only relevant when we are following on from a 15-minute bar and continuing to try and trade this short. Hang on a second, have I done that? What have I done with that? Damn. So too busy talking, doing the oily trades, and I've gone and put all the wrong numbers on. Right on, just put this trade on again. Oil. What a muppet, Steve. Yeah, I know, very nice. Right, okay. So as the market comes down, there's a fractal break. There's a fractal break will be here. What we're looking at is a market coming down. As the market's coming down into a target, then, and if our target is potentially at risk, this is a target was a front run to the 4-hour resistance. So you can see it should be okay. It should be okay. What we're going to do is put an alert up on the reverse fractal here, because if that reverse fractal gets hit first, we're going to take that trade off. And we're doing this on a 15-minute time frame. I'll put the fractals back on so you can see them. There we go. I'm just going to go back and look at crude. Am I seeing things on crude? No, I'm not. I've missed out on all those rupees, all those flipping. I better. Since we're streaming on YouTube, I won't have my normal paddy. But here we are. We're coming down quite nicely into the money, and that's what we want to see. Never mind. This is what you're multitasking. Another demonstration of how I can't do it. Right. Now crude is coming down. We should see something on the FTSE. So the FTSE should start showing some willingness to come down, close this gap and give us a bunch of rupees, and then we can turn around and look for a long on that one. I did say we'd look at euro sterling, didn't I, as a short as well. That came up on the AI scan. But yeah, so we're doing this should, well, you can see it shoulda, coulda, woulda. Look at that. The market's really reticent to drop. People want to buy this. But on-balance volume is down, and that's a really good look at the on-balance volume 4K. It was yesterday on Friday, it was 4 times that size. Market is very hesitant at the moment. Let's get this broken down, and then we can make a few rupees out of that. So the DAX, again, I'm just looking at the DAX, is in the same position. It's doing nothing above the close. Let's go and have a look at gold. Things are moving really slowly this morning. Right, so I'm missing, but right, okay, so forget, this is a robot. This is the gold robot that I mentioned before. And the AI filter, right, so this filter follows the 15-minute entry guide, but does things a little bit better. It looks at the 4-hour, the 1 hour, the 15-minute, and then waits for a 5-minute pullback on the scotch to give you absolutely sprung-loaded. If you're watching this on YouTube, actually I've not looked at YouTube. All right, okay. If you haven't got this, oh, hi Steve. Hiya Mike. Mickey Long. Mickey Long's joined us. Yay! Famous Mickey Long. We talk about you all the time, Mike, in the trading room still. You're famous. Is it possible to make money with one-to-one risk reward? Yeah, absolutely. That's the way we make money most of our time. Hi, Mike. Yeah. This is the main where we trade. Hope you got the US 500 targets. Yes, today they were in the type it, the daily edge. Yeah, so Mickey Long, Mike, a guy who's really, he's a good trader on he trades US 500 quite a lot, and he was very successful at trading that, and he's just stepped away. Looks like he's come back again, and yeah, and they just nicknamed him Mickey Long because he always goes long. Right, enough of that. Gold. Oh, you can see just in front of your eyes here, the algo has automatically moved. Can I show you the algo here? Will it come up? Yes, it does. So, will it pull up on this screen? Here we are. So what this done, this is moves on some fractal engines. And what it does is once we get a stop of greater than 3.5, it runs a subroutine on here and automatically adjusts the algo to ensure that if you lose, if the market reverses, it then makes money, and you can't lose. And so, the scenario here is if it comes up your win full target, do not take any notice of the leverage I've got on there. I am very highly leveraged on gold in comparison to the normal trades. We're very, very successful at gold, and it's been rewarding us exceptionally well. Very, very high hit rates on gold. So we lever up on that. This is a robot, just sits in the background, and it rips rupees out of the market, and it's going for a 6% trade at the moment. And if it hits its target, that will be 6% in the bag. We're going for a 15-minute bar manually. So our 15-minute bar manually on gold will be 14 point plus, we'll call that 15. Manually, I trade 2% on gold. And let's have a look at where 15 takes us, guys. So 15, 15 on a break for that 15-minute bar. Not going to need it more because gold is on a bit of a rally. Got 1 minute to go. Let's leave that alone a bit, and we'll wait to get in on gold. Yeah. Yeah, it's great at the moment. Trade markets. If you're trading Mike, then there is a great 15. There will be a really good US 500 trade today, I think. So that could be good for you. I don't think I've seen you sign up for the 15 for the daily edge, but we often talk about US 500 on the daily edge. If you get that, sign up for that one, and you'll get that. You get it in your inbox every day. I've been thinking about doing a US special as well, maybe, where we concentrate on the 4 main markets and really do a deep dive into that. So let's have a little look at what we're going to do now on here. We're going to break that bar here. So 17 pips, guys. 17 and 17 is going to be that gold trade on that break there. So 17, 17 on a break here. Let's double check that a high is 38 plus 0.3, 24.2 actually. There we go. And we're looking for yesterday's internal target in the room. I know we had it in the edge. It's going a lot higher, but we had 45 in the room yesterday, and we're going to go and do 45 again today. So that's what we're going to do today. We're looking at gold. I'll just write this in for the records. So we're in gold now at 32.24, 32.24.2, and we're looking at 17 and 21. 21.3, 21.3, 17. So we're looking for, if you're trading 1%, then you're looking at 1.25. Otherwise, you're looking for a 2.5% trade. Bot's gone in, just made 6% live, so that's good. It'll stop all the trolls making all the daft comments that you can't trade live. So there is a live trade, and it just smashed the market, so that's nice. What else? So we're in gold now, and the ultimate target for gold for me is a bit higher. We're in a bit of a risk-off situation in America, so we're looking at some trades there that are going to put people on risk off into safe haven currencies. But we do need to, if you can see here quite clearly, we've got some 4-hour resistance here, which the market is really having trouble getting through. It really is. If you look at these phase waves, we'll just use the tool on the refreshed data that we have. So we'll look at the phase wave tool, and we can look at this as being the bottom and this as being the bottom. So we'll hit the bottom. We'll go for the highest point, which is phase or wave 1, impulsive wave, down to here. And this gives us a target of 61.8 here. Let's just confirm 61.8%. I forgot the words now. It's a Fibbo extension, isn't it? Not often I'm stuck for words, isn't it? So that's a Fibbo 61 point extension, assuming, and now 100% target is the big round number. And we don't
alert triggered.
We rarely go for BRNs, big round numbers, because everyone bounces off BRNs. We front run BRNs, hence the 3299. So the 100% impulsive wave is 3299, and you can see why I did that, because it's ahead of the 334. Now, what we're looking at here is this market now moving off. We've had an alert trigger. I wonder where that alert trigger could have been from, because let's have a little skip through and have a look at the other trades that we've done. So, did anyone trade, as a matter of interest, trade gold this morning in the room? Anybody?
Yeah, I did see that.
You did, great. There's obviously some nice trades that were around early this morning. One 15-minute bar there, which is really, really nice. 15-minute bar there, which is really, really nice. And then we took that 15-minute bar because I was talking too much here. But the gold fracker smashed it as well. Let's go back and have a look at that FTSE, just see if that was the trigger on the FTSE. Well, hey, yes, right, we'll take this high short off. So the FTSE is eventually looking like it might be breaking down. So at all levels from 5 minutes, we're really under the 200 EMA thereabouts. We have been. Price action is definitely short. There's a fractal break here under the fractal that we took anywhere. So I think we'll probably see crude coming down further, helping take this down. Yes, so here we go. Crude's got a nice impulsive wave coming down here. So, did anyone trade early doors on or yesterday with me on crude? No, but
I had the bot on, and it did. IG did the usual thing, Steve. It stopped the break even, and it clicked out.
it's a pain in the ass that, and every time I go to IG and tell them about it, it's just that all they will say is that it's your own risk. IG widen the spreads and they play silly buggers with the charting package sometimes. You know, when the markets are moving, we say wait till like 12 pips for a stop to entry. And then it tries to trigger a stop to entry and says, I'm sorry, you can't. You can't trade within 12 pips of the actual price. Absolutely flipping ridiculous. But anyway, I'll stop my chuntering. But yeah, it just turns it into a normal trade then, doesn't it? And it beats the object of having the bot. It did that with me as well. I manually moved it myself. I should have took all the money, but then I just made a little bit rather than a lot, which is never fun, but can't complain if you win. Well, you can, and I do regularly. Just don't win enough. So we're still waiting for this to break. There's a trade that I've been doing for a while. I just want to check up on USD, the loonie from yesterday. USD CAD. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's going well. I'll leave that alone. Follow the fractal structure, and we had 20 pips there. I think I'll set that to 20 for 2%. Oh, that was close. So if that comes out, that'll be 2%. I'm going to move this down. Anyway, so regardless, leaving it rupees. If it reverses, I will make a full 2% if it comes down. No point in watching that one. So USD Japan were up, crude were up. FTSE were down by 8 points. Gold were up. And let's have a look what else. We did say we're going to have a look at the euro pound. That would be nice. Oh, come on, just a little tweak down. 0.3 of a pip would be nice, just to give it some. Come on. Try to talk the market down. Dear. Never mind. Right. I'm not going to wait and look at this. Is there actually anyone from yesterday trading USD CAD from yesterday?
I have the bot on, but it didn't click in.
Right. Okay. Mine didn't click in. This was of course, it was a fractal break here yesterday, and it came down and 20 pip stop, 25 pip target, but that's hit the target anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That is something that has come up straight away. So we've got the bot, get ready for the bot. So let's zoom out and see what the bot's looking at. The filter. All right, look at this structure. Normal structure, market comes down, enters a... Do you know what? I'm going to use my drawing tool. I'm getting quite good at this drawing tool now. Let's have a look, see if we can do it. Right. There we go. Right, so market comes down, runs in a consolidative phase here, and then 9 times out of 10, it will go back and exit the consolidative area in the way it entered. So, yeah, down here, along and down again. So this is probably this is a sloth. So if you're learning Forex, and a good point here, if you're learning Forex trading and you want something that's not going to rip the shirt off your back like pound yen, if you get it wrong, euro sterling or euro pound is a good one to trade because it's quite slow. It's very small market, 8,000 pips or thereabouts, and you can you can see exactly what's going to happen here. The market is just going to drop to the downside. It hasn't come up on the AI report, but it's come up on my AI. These filters here that we've got for the fractal bots. So can I show you what that says? So very simple code. So what it's saying is, make sure we're trading at a 4-hour, 200 EMA. Make sure we are pulled right back on a 1-hour stop over the 75th percentile up here. So we're following the trend, and then we're looking at the pullback. So mark the 200 EMA, 100 EMA, and the pullback. Kind of doesn't really get any better than that, really, too much. When you look at here, you've got a negative market, you can see quite clearly here, there. So you've got the pullback here, another one there, pullback there, another peak here, pullback here, another peak here, pullback here. Where is the market going to go? Nothing's a given in life, nothing. But looking at the overall 4-hour structure and the way it runs, highly likely this market's going to fall over. So if it's going to fall over, look like it's going to fall over, we've got it on the super trend as well as the the aggressive trend as well as the 1 hour. So that is good enough for me. I'm going to stick that bot on. Euro pound. Oh, euro, British pound. Where is it? Find that euro. All right, okay. So look, we have to have a look at the bot bank. I'm desperately clicking away here, and it's running up on a different flipping screen. Please check your data. Is it playing silly buggers again? All right, what's this doing? It's run a back test. I didn't want the back test. I wanted to see the flipping trade. I wanted to get the bots. I've got a for some reason it will not show my it's showing on a different screen. What I'm doing at the moment, guys, I'm just try get off there that keeps back testing, stop back testing. Oh, it's done it now. Right, my bots. Euro. There it is. Right, there we go. So I'm going to switch this one on. Oh, it's set on a 1 hour, isn't it? So I need to do 5 minutes. So set that to 5 minutes. Oh shit, sorry, it's the wrong screen. Put it back up again. Set it in wrong screen. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5-minute chart. Get ready to rock and roll. There it is. And stick it on. Right, so we've got 8 robots ready to rock and roll, so that's probably enough. None of them are currently running. Do want to trade this ourselves. market's going sideways. It's not fantastic, is it? I think we'll probably wait for the... There's two ways you could play this. You could look for a high test up here where this is here, and you'd have to trade this above the swing highs here. So you'd be looking at current markets. Where's the current market here? You're only looking for a 25 pip stop, but the target would have to be the bottom target when a 25 pip stop. So you could do quite a lazy trade there. It's highly likely 7 times out of 10 the market's going to drop to the downside. So you can put a 25 pip stop in there, 43 pip target. I'll tell you what we'll do for the training room. We will do that, and I'll just, as an example, to show you how this structure pans itself out. So I'm going to do 25 and 40 for argument's sake. Get more than what's going on this and just smash the target here. So what we're doing is a bit of a swinger trade, and just put that in to let you. So for all the non-believers. So here we've got this market coming down, structure coming down, we've got consolidation, but it's quite interesting consolidation. We've got a base put in here, but we do have, as you can see, if I can blow this up a little bit more, we do have a series of oblique resistance here in lower highs. We're just going in here, we're taking a 25 pip on the top of the consolidation, and we're looking for this market to come down. The target that was set previously, 83.75. Oh God, that should be an easy trade. So if you want to take that in the room, guys, I'll leave that up just for another minute, and then we can see where we're going here. What else? We can use these a little bit and see what we can get here. We've got perfect shorts coming up, high grade copper. We don't trade copper in the room live. Perfect longs, nothing. I'll look at the bots. I need to put the rest of the screens. I've got 57 of them. So I need to, this is the one that we did. Yeah, and they're looking for swing trades. Let's start top left, dipper long. So Germany, dipper long, so that's an interesting one. So we set in the CBOS trade there, of course, and that's saying the market's dipping down, ready to go along on the 1 hour chart. So it's identifying that we're completely overstretched. So what it's saying is get ready for a market reversal. So without knowing the pivots, obviously the gap has been closed here. That was coming towards the gap. We'll put it up in a minute and have a look. So I'd like this market to dribble all the way down to here and then take along on the DAX. That would be really, really nice. Let's put the DAX up. So there's the gap that has been closed. Patience is a virtue. 15-minute bar reversal. Ideally, come down to the daily pivot into this area here. Again, I think I did that. My absolute preferred trade would be here. There's a CBOS bounce here. Let's go and have a look at the FTSE. FTSE is going stopped. So it's still not wanting to close its gap. But we will not stop at trading this short on this gap. And I will set a 1-to-1. So long as it's higher than 11, an ATR run, we'll set a 1-to-1 on that. So we'll close that gap. We'll do 15 and 15. Oh, it's already set there. and we'll set this again for when the market does. The market will close the gap today. I'm very confident the gap will be closed. So we'll set 15.15, and if the market comes up higher, and we can get if the market comes up higher. So 9 o'clock. Let's say so look at the initial balance. There's initial balance indications. Get that into a 1 minute so it shows the true initial balance. So we've got an initial balance here. So initial balance for the first hour, what we could do, now here's a thing we don't do live much, but since we're on YouTube, we'll put this through. What we're looking at here is if the market hits initial balance, breaks up slightly, and then comes back down and provides a 1 minute fractal under here, inside the initial balance, then you can short that. Going to the downside, we have a magnet down here for a hole in the gap and market inefficiency. In other words, all this area here has not been traded in cash hours. Okay, so what you would need to do here is to wait for a direct break initial balance, which just so happens we've got here, or a 1 minute fractal under here. So a 1 minute fractal up here, you could put an alert up here, then an IB reversal, initial balance reversal here, and then take that down. So there's another idea to do that. So yeah, that's quite good. So we're getting on towards 10 past 9, quarter past 9 now. Yeah, let's just go back. Did I finish off doing the euro pound? I'm not sure whether we did. So, odd Japani, waiting for that to break. Euro pound, we were talking about euro pound, weren't we? And that trade here. So there's the euro pound trade that we stuck in just to demonstrate how you can play that structure where the market drops down with the trend, runs into a consolidative area, and how to drop into it and take some, what I call it, lazy money. Any questions before I go, guys? No? That's right.
No, not for me.
Right. What I think we will, so I can't do the closing gap today. It's some monster trades yesterday, of course. 2.75 over, you would have made over 3% yesterday on the down gap close and the US 500 close. We've got an 81% chance of the Dow closing today, 82% tomorrow. So have a go at doing that. If I can run away and get back to the office, then I will, and I'll put a note in the Slack room that we're going to do that, and come on with me, and we'll see if we can see if we can give it some and do that. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning, guys. Okie dokie.